What's going on, everybody? This is Billy True Love with Podcast 1558. We got our guy Josh Kingsley from arrowheadkingdom.org with us again this week. We are going to go through the entire NFL Week 6 slate, let you know where we are going to put that money, and you should do the same. Before we get started, make sure you go to follow, like, subscribe, whatever. That's podcast 1558 at 1558 on Twitter, YouTube, Facebook, and also go check out arrowheadkingdom.org, especially for Chiefs fans that are not here locally in the Kansas City area. And one other thing, before we get started, I had a couple people reach out to me about this red, white, and blue Chiefs sign I got, this metal arrowhead sign I got. Check out wheatstatedesigns.com. They are a local shop around here, make a ton of cool signs. Not just sports signs, not just Chiefs signs, but they certainly know how to lay down an awesome, sexy Chiefs metal sign, if you can't tell behind me. So make sure to go check them out, wheatstatedesigns.com. All right, Josh. So Matt Bird came in last week to get the 1558 picks in, and we just went wild. It looks like we are pulled ahead a little further. We went 10-6 last week. Arrowhead Kingdom going 6-10, but just like the Chiefs, I'm confident you're going to get this thing turned around, and I'm probably more confident in you getting this turned around than I am the Chiefs turning anything around. But
see, and I'm the exact opposite. I don't see a world where the Chiefs don't get this turned around. I mean, I've written handful of columns this week where I just really think that we're in a situation where a defense is bad. I don't think there's any way to argue with that, but I also know that we've played 3 AFC playoff teams. Three teams that I think we know are going to the playoffs in the AFC, and the Chargers, the Ravens, and the Bills. And then a fourth one that we think is going to go in the Browns. Mm-hmm. So I don't know.
You are right.
I can't share in your pessimism. I can't share in your pessimism.
I do. There is obviously something to get behind when people say that a certain team is in postseason form. Generally, you're not seeing that in the first 4 weeks, the first 5 weeks, and these teams have gotten there quickly. Not much they can do to get better. And the Chiefs have been in every single one of these games. Didn't seem like it Sunday night, but there was definitely a moment in that second half. If the Josh Allen roughing the passer flag doesn't come out, things are turning around right then.
Exactly. And Tyreek Hill, if he didn't throw a pick six, because he threw one, Tyreek Hill threw a pick six. If Tyreek Hill doesn't throw a pick six, that game is 100% different. I mean, there's no doubt. And let me just ask you this. What would you have asked for the defense before that game? Before that game, if you would have said, defense, you do this and we win, what would that ask have been?
Everything they did. I thought so. I don't think the defense is. I get they're not great. I just don't think we can put the amount of weight that the local talking heads are wanting to do. They don't want to let Patrick wear this L. Patrick has not looked good, and I get it. The whole offense. Nothing's running smooth.
That game was on the offense.
And yes, when that defense came out in the second half and came up with back-to-back stops, I said, okay, there is no more blaming this defense. I don't care. It is what it is. I am just gonna live my life into week 6. We got to get confident, and hopefully this is a game, and we will be talking about that one here in a moment. But first, let's start.
By the way, just to make sure this goes longer, what are you sipping on tonight? Because I've got a Lakefront Oktoberfest. They don't sponsor us, but we'll pick up the phone if they call.
You know, I've got a nice 2020 aged Bud Light right here unopened that I suppose I could crack into.
Man, that sounds delicious. I love Bud Light anyway.
Yeah. Well, let's get into it. Let's start.
All right, let's do it.
Thursday night football. We've got the Tampa Bay Buccaneers traveling to Philadelphia, where they are favored by 7.5 points. The Buccaneers are. They won't be with Gronk. It sounds like Chris Godwin is a little banged up. I don't think that's enough for me to give a damn. I'm going Tampa here to win by, I think they win by 10 at least.
Oh, yeah. Tampa's going to pistol whip the Eagles.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. Then we move on. We move into Sunday. We've got Jacksonville going to Miami. Sounds like Tua probably coming back this week. Miami is favored by 3.5. Who do you like?
Miami sucks. This one's in Jacksonville. I think Jacksonville at the very least.
No, this one is in Miami.
Okay. Okay, so I got to get this right then. The other one's in. Is it in Tampa or is it in?
It's
Philly?
It's in Philly.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, it's still. It doesn't matter. I mean, it's in Florida. I think that Jacksonville covers.
Okay, so you think Miami could win just by? They're not going to do it by 3.5.
No, I don't.
Okay, good deal.
I would actually think Jacksonville wins. Honestly, where are you going? Miami?
I am going Miami. Yes, I think Tua. I think Tua coming back is going to fire up that defense. They've got some guys over there. Up next, very important game for Chiefs fans to keep an eye on. We've got the Los Angeles Chargers going to Baltimore. Baltimore is favored by 3.5. I can't get with it. I get it. I get what they did the other night when they beat a 1-win Colts team in overtime. But yeah, I'm going Chargers here. It doesn't matter by how many, but I'm sure I think they rout the Ravens in this one.
I'm going to go with the Chargers, too. I wouldn't be surprised to see Baltimore win. Baltimore's won more than I thought they were going to in these first 5 weeks. But, yeah, the Chargers just look good. This looks like a different year for them.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. This next one's a pretty interesting one, and Vegas is not sure where to go either. Minnesota travels to Carolina. Carolina is favored by 1.5 points. Carolina struggled this past weekend, and I like the run game in Minnesota. I am going Minnesota here.
I'm going Carolina. I don't believe in the Vikings at all.
Yeah, no, for very good reason. You know what?
I've never met a Vikings fan that believes in the Vikings. I mean, honestly.
I
know quite a few of them up here, so
I'm actually changing I'm changing my pick. I'm changing my pick Carolina. There. I am going Carolina. 1.5 points. I can't be scared of the points there, and they are the better team right now, and they are at home. Then we've got the just steaming hot LA Rams traveling to see the New York Giants right now, who have probably half their team available after they just got run over by a truck playing Dallas. LA is favored by 10.5, which is a big spread. But I do like the Rams here. They're a lot to handle for anybody right now, and the Giants will not be able to do so.
Yeah, if I could name 5 offensive players for the Giants that weren't linemen, I would pick them, but I can't. So here we go.
And then, this is the game you've all been waiting for. It is the Kansas City Chiefs traveling to the nation's capital to see the Washington football team. The Chiefs are favored by 6.5, regardless of their woes. I'm going to pick the Chiefs, but I want to say this. This is the last time. If we stumble on this one, we're probably running out of time to get our shit together. I get that we know how possible it is this team finds a switch, but we don't have 31 weeks to get it figured out, and we can only handle so much losing because then you can only expect to just win out for so long. And we're getting closer and closer to the concept that we just won't be able to lose anymore. So I think the Washington football team has all the right things that drive the Chiefs nuts right now. I think they can run the ball. I think they can get to the passer in certain situations, and I think Terry McLaurin is a handful too. Obviously, we do have the edge at quarterback by a long way, but I think that guy likes to ball, and he gets to go heads up with Patrick Mahomes, which is why we're getting everyone's best shot, including teams like the Washington football team. But I am going Chiefs here, and I do think, God damn, we just don't ever cover the spread. But I'm going Chiefs to win by at least touchdown.
Yeah, I mean, part of the reason I'm bad at gambling is I'm going to go with the Chiefs every week this season. So this is going to be no different. But in fairness, I really do also believe that this is the week that stuff turns around, and this is going to be the start of what's going to be a run, and we're going to go, and that's going to be that. So
hell yeah, and is absolutely what this team needs. Then we got Joe Burrow and the Bengals traveling to Detroit. They are favored by 3.5. Who do you like, Josh?
Oh, I got to go Cincinnati 3.5. Detroit sucks.
Detroit does suck. I'm shocked it's actually only 3.5. I am with you. I am going Cincinnati as well. Then Green Bay is traveling to Chicago, where they are favored by 4.5 points. The Packers are, that is. And I am going Aaron Rodgers and the Packers on this one.
Okay, so I don't know how many of the people in the country that don't live where I do know this, but there is a polka song. You know polka, right? You know that is a genre. Okay, so watch Home Alone. John Candy, best character of that entire movie, was part of the polka group. Out of Sheboygan, they had polka. It was a big hit for us up there.
Yep.
Anyway, so that's 100% real. And one of the best polka songs ever is called "The Bears Still Suck." And if you go to Lambeau, they play this song. And I have a ton of friends from Chicago as well. And one of the things that I think is hilarious that was pointed out here recently is that most people in Wisconsin spend more time talking about how they're not from Illinois and they're not Chicago type of people, which is true. And this is hilarious. But the Bears suck. They're going to get killed by the Packers. I don't care where this game is played. 4.5 points. That's a joke, Packers.
Sounds good to me. I am with you there. Then we've got the Houston Texans traveling to Indianapolis to take on the Colts, where the Colts are favored by 10.5 points. Who do you like there, Josh? That's a big spread.
Yeah, I don't like this game at all. That's really what it comes down to. I mean, I so badly want to say that the Colts are going to be just mad after that meltdown they had not closing the deal against Baltimore. But I don't know that I believe in that. And last week I picked the Patriots to cover 9.5 against Houston, and it didn't happen because the Patriots aren't beating anybody by 9.5, and I don't really think Indy's beating anybody by 9.5. So I got to go with Houston. I think Indy wins this game, but I think Houston covers within the 10.5.
And I had to agree with you there. I know it's not sexy for us going heads up, but I'm with you. That's a big spread, and they kept it interesting against probably a superior defense in New England, and Indy is starting to rack up some injuries as well. So I'm with you. I'm going Houston.
Well, if you want sexy picks, give us a sexy game to pick. That's not one.
No, I got one. I got one right here. So I'm with you. I'm going Houston to not lose by 10.5. Arizona is traveling to Cleveland.
Yep.
This is about as good a game as Cleveland could ask for. They really scored a lot more than I thought they could against the Chargers. I understand the Chargers don't play a great defense right now, but that's not the style Cleveland is known for being able to play right now, is getting in a real deal shootout. That was about as legit a shootout as you could ask for, and they came up short there. Cleveland is favored by 2.5. But I'm riding with Kyler Murray here because I think the guy is an absolute electric factory, and that team is just hot right now. Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt both on the injury report this week.
Yep.
Probably nothing too serious, and they'll probably just get some light work this week, but it's going to have to run through them, and we'll see if Arizona's up to the test of stopping it. But I like Arizona, as Cleveland is favored by 2.5. I'm taking Arizona. Josh, who do you like?
I'm taking Arizona too. And let's be clear, Cleveland being favored by 2.5 at home means they're not favored.
Yeah, I will say this. It does seem Vegas has somewhat been kind of adjusting. That home field advantage has seemed to adjust a little bit closer to that 2.5-point range. I know they're generally you're looking for those 3 points, but I do understand what you're saying. But yes, we're both going Arizona there. Yep. This game has all the makings of an upset, but I don't believe in it. Dallas is traveling to New England. They're favored by 4.5. I would not be shocked if New England is able to bore the Cowboys to death in this game and make it boring, keep it low scoring, and be there in the end. But I just can't get behind Mac Jones right now. I'm taking Dallas to win by at least 4.5, probably a touchdown. But I'm going Dallas. Josh, who you like?
Yeah, me too. I can't see what you're talking about. The Patriots aren't boring Dallas to death. They're not that good of a team. I mean,
yeah, I gotcha.
Yeah. Hey,
all right.
By the way,
sir.
give away this right now. The U.S. just beat Costa Rica in the World Cup qualifying.
There we
go.
go.
USA.
USA.
There you go.
That's it. You see this? You free tonight? Let's go, baby. All right. AFC West matchup to watch. We've got the Las Vegas head coachless Raiders traveling to Denver, where Denver is favored by 3.5. Who do you like here, Josh?
I don't like anybody. In games like this, I root for a comet to hit the stadium, and I want to be clear about something. I don't want this to be a comet that actually kills anybody. I want this to be a comet that doesn't take any life away from anybody but makes both teams take a loss.
Yeah, a nice tie. A good tie would be awesome.
Yeah, I mean, that being said, they're in Denver. Denver by 3.5 seems perfectly fine. I don't see whatever the Raiders happen to do this week inspiring them to not go to Denver and lose.
I'm with you. I'm taking Denver here to win by 3.5. I think that they're just a balanced team. They're coming off of a loss. I get it. They're not as good as they looked coming out, but the team is loaded overall, and you have to take it serious that Vegas has not had a good week.
No, they haven't. I mean, their hockey team is decent.
Yeah, but it is a big distraction. I know some people don't believe in that. They think you just go out there, you play. Your head coach not being around all week, you're now figuring out, it's too much for me. I'm going Denver. Then we've got a Geno Smith-led Seattle Seahawks team going to Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh is favored by 5.5. Obviously, if Russell was there, I'd be going Seattle, but I got to go Pittsburgh here, even though I did like what I saw out of Geno Smith. I can't do it. I'm going Pittsburgh.
I'm going to go with Seattle to cover.
That is 5.5. It could very well get that done.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Seattle to cover.
That is the Sunday night game. I don't know if that gives you any change of heart. Pittsburgh, Sunday night football. Heinz Field's going to be rocking. That's for sure, no matter what that team's looking like. Heinz Field's going to be rocking. Geno Smith is going to be, in no man's land a couple times. But I get you. Then we've got Monday Night Football to close out Week 6. Big game here. Chiefs fans, you got to be pulling for Tennessee in this one. Buffalo travels to Tennessee. Buffalo is favored by 5.5. I do like Josh Allen and the Bills to win this, but God, I'd love an upset. Josh, what do you think's happening Monday night?
There's a whole adage that you can wish in one hand, and that's the chances of Tennessee doing anything remotely close. I mean, I think Buffalo goes in and beats Tennessee significantly worse than they did the Chiefs this last weekend, except that it's more definitive and it's not going to be stuff like Tyreek Hill bouncing a ball off of his hand and the bad call on the pass interference. Which, by the way, just so you know, I really think that was the worst call in the game. And
which one's that? Not the roughing the passer?
The roughing the passer was the worst call in the game. But I honestly think the second worst call in the game was that holding call that they called on Mitch Morse before that. I mean, that was just a stupid sequence and a stupidly officiated game. I mean, they called every single ticky-tack, everything, and I take no joy in watching ticky-tack called anything in professional sports. It's to it's a deal where football is a violent sport, and people are going to get hit. And Josh Allen wouldn't have thrown a flag on that roughing the passer call.
Well, guys, that is the Week 6 slate that we just went over. Josh, thanks for sitting down with us tonight. I know you and the ArrowheadKingdom.org boys are gonna. You got a show tonight that you're about to hop on, and we will get to betting on these games we just put down, and we will be here next week to do the same thing. So go put your money where your mouth is. We will see you next week, and go Chiefs.
Go Chiefs.